Molson Canadian Sunday Night Classics on Leafs TV. It's a Canadian game. Brought to you by Molson Canadian.
It's April 25th, 1996, and the Toronto Maple Leafs face elimination tonight in their best-of-7 Western Conference quarterfinal series with the St. Louis Blues. This is Molson Canadian Sunday Night Classics on Leafs TV. The Blues are led by recently acquired Wayne Gretzky, Brett Hull, and Al MacInnis. The Leafs have Matt Sundin, Doug Gilmour, and recently returned Wendell Clark. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Joe Bowen, and welcome to another edition of Molson Canadian Sunday Night Classics on Leafs TV. It has been a rather tumultuous year for General Manager Cliff Fletcher. With the Leafs slumping below 500, he has been forced to dismiss head coach Pat Burns. Nick Beverley, the head scout, has moved in behind the bench, and the Maple Leafs face elimination tonight as they tangle with the St. Louis Blues. It's a series that Beverley has suggested will go the full 7 games and has also called his own team a bunch of nimrods. Well, we're about to see how that works out. The Leafs and the St. Louis Blues tangling in Game 5. The constables of the quartered cop cars tonight are John Casey for the St. Louis Blues, and for the Leafs, it's Felix Potvin getting the call in goal. It's Game 5 of the Western Conference quarterfinals. You're watching Molson Canadian Sunday Night Classics on Leafs TV. Brett Hull and Wayne Gretzky are the offensive leaders for the Blues. Hull fired 43 tallies for St. Louis, while Gretzky had 102 points, 21 of which came in the final 18 games while in a Blues uniform. For the Leafs, Matt Sundin has taken over from Doug Gilmour as the club's scoring leader, firing 33 goals and 83 points, while Gilmour had 32 goals and 72 points. Harry Neale had a marvelous junior career with the Toronto Marlboros as he went on to gain Memorial Cup status, winning in 1956 with the likes of Bob Pulford, along with people like Carl Brewer. Harry Neale, of course, also a coach with Ohio State University, and then in the WHA with Minnesota and Hartford, before joining the National Hockey League, with stops in Vancouver as both GM and coach, and Detroit. Better known now as the analyst on Hockey Night in Canada and on midweek packages with yours truly. It's good to have you here with us, going back to the last vestige of the Leafs playing in the Western Conference. And the St. Louis Blues, there had been some memorable series with St. Louis, and this one is another one. Nick Kypreos takes a dead run at Grant Fuhr. His knee gets wonkied up a little bit, and all of a sudden John Casey is thrust into the middle of this series.
Yeah, and that's a real blow to the St. Louis Blues. Not that Casey's not a competent NHL goaltender, but he doesn't have the playoff status that Grant Fuhr has. So I'm sure that has not eliminated St. Louis, but because they can give it to the Leafs tonight, but they've got now to do it with a goaltender that they'd soon have on the bench than in the net.
Mike Keenan is behind the bench in St. Louis, and they've gone through a lot of changes, not the least of which is acquiring Wayne Gretzky, but Yuri Hemelev, Steve Leach, Stefan Matteau. That figured everywhere Keenan went, Matteau was soon to follow, along with Mike Hudson, Glenn Anderson is there, Craig McTavish, Charlie Huddy. A lot of veteran help has arrived in St. Louis, and Gretzky is there after his stay in Los Angeles.
Well, it's easy to see what Keenan's trying to do, bring older, experienced people into his St. Louis Blue team and hope that in the playoffs that their playoff experience will shine through, and you have to say so far it has.
Losing Pat Burns in midseason, and it was a tough decision and a difficult one for General Manager Cliff Fletcher, because Pat had been so instrumental in turning this franchise around, but they went into a stretch where they could not win for the losing, and even Pat Burns went to Cliff and said, you got to fire me. I think he was really under the gun himself, feeling that he couldn't get to them to turn it around.
Well, it's an awful feeling when you lose your team. What I mean by that is lose control, or you think you've lost control of your team. They won't do what you want them to do. Any new group you put together doesn't work. You run into injuries, and everything seems to be tumbling down the hill at a real rate. So it was a tough move by Fletcher, and Nick Beverley's got the reins now, and he better get going pretty soon or he's not going to last too much longer.
Leafs made a lot of changes themselves. Wendell Clark reacquired from the Islanders. Matthew Schneider, Dave Gagne, Kirk Muller arrives from the Islanders as well. Wayne Presley, and of course Kypreos coming from New York. They went through a lot of players this year, again, especially when they went through that doldrums in mid-season before that day in Colorado when Pat Burns was given the pink slip.
Well, the Leafs were fortunate to make the playoffs, so the fact that they're having a little trouble here early in the playoffs ought not to be a surprise. So it'll be interesting to see whether Mr. Beverly can get the Leafs back on track and playing the way they have at times in the past.
So it'll be the Leafs and the St. Louis Blues in Game 5 of the Western Conference quarterfinal series as the Maple Leafs are facing elimination. You're watching Molson Canadian Sunday.
Toronto Maple Leafs and the St. Louis Blues at Maple Leaf Gardens for Game 5. The Blues can end it tonight. John Casey, well, he's doing just fine, thank you very much. 41 saves in Game 4 at St. Louis. Is back up tonight again as Bruce Racine. Well, Felix got the third period off in Game 4 on Tuesday. Don Beaupre played all of the third. Potvin allowed 3 goals on 21 shots in the 5-1 loss. We're underway. Barron and McInnes, the defenseman, give it up to the Leafs right off the bat, and Gilmore just missed it in front of the net. St. Louis on the attack. Morrison getting in. Hot pass, stopped that on the short side. The setup from Gretzky again. Gilmore, Sundin, and Clark, the starting line for the Maple Leafs. Schneider and Ellett on the defense. Number 2, Al McInnes, turning back. Gretzky, Hull, and Corson up front. Ellett trying to get back. That play goes offside as Courtnall picked it up near the Leaf line.
Well, here's the Leaf lineup. You can see they made the one change on defense. Yushkevich out, Zettler in, and they were forced to make a change in the forward line. Presley's injured, so Convery comes in. He did not play in Game 4. The Leafs get an early opportunity, and Gilmore just misses on a pass across. A nice play by Al McInnes to tangle up the stick of Doug Gilmore right there. And Corson gets a chance, not a great one. He got halfway around Schneider and can't catch up to the puck. Nick Beverly has guaranteed a win for his Nimrods tonight, and we will see whether he knows what Nimrods can do or can't do.
Murphy will try it. And the shot was just wide of the mark from inside the blue line. Gill lost it. Anderson is on the ice, putting on the net. Here's McTavish, and he misfired in front of the goal, trying to draw Felix Potvin, and he lost it. Domi and Warner. Warner can't get that pass. Tell you one thing about this crowd at Maple Leaf Gardens, they do not want the hockey season to end. They're very noisy tonight. And they're up for it. Question is, are the Toronto Maple Leafs up for the Blues? Puck is over the glass into the crowd.
Well, Mike Keenan and his St. Louis Blues would really enjoy a week off before the next round, and they get that if they win tonight. Kravchuk was about ready to go, but isn't, and so they have the same 6 defensemen, and they've gone with the same 12 forwards tonight. A shoot-in right at Potvin, and a big, fat, juicy rebound nearly cost the Leafs the first goal, as McTavish loses the puck as he was walking in all alone on Felix Potvin.
Face off to the left of Potvin now, and the Leafs control it on the draw. Do not get it out, though. McCown. Creighton was dumped on that last play. McCown up to Gagne, eluding McInnes, but lost the puck. Muller went in there with a hit. Schneider boots it in to Muller, centered it! The backhander by Gagne, just wide. McCown. Near giveaway in the center ice area to Matteau, who is moving up quickly. McInnes, fast pass, ahead of Noonan down the ice. The Blues are changing. The Leafs coming out, and Gartner from center ice, dumping it in. He is going off now. Quick changes by Toronto. Sundin again with Gilmore and Clark. Sundin moving up, tapped it back to Ellett, took a look along the line, decided to shoot it, and it was wide of the goal. Cleared back out by Himalev of St. Louis. Down in the Toronto zone, and Potvin put one high. No, he didn't. He put it not off the glass, over the glass, and that's a penalty. Automatic.
That's a tough way to start the game. The St. Louis Blues, I'm sure, were warned the Leafs would come out with quite a fury in their minds and in their hearts in the first 10 or 12 minutes. And here they have to kill a penalty off on what I think is a lousy rule, as I've said before. Make the glass the same height in every rink, and then you can put the rule in. I know Potvin plays most of his games here, but he's not trying to put it out of the rink, and because he did, the Leafs will now have to kill a penalty off. The St. Louis Blues are 3 for 21 on the power play in this series.
Delay of game against Felix Potvin, throwing the puck high over the glass. 2:23 of the time. So the first power play of the hockey game. 2 St. Louis Blues. Corson on the draw to Al McInnes. Into Gretzky. Side of the net. Hall scores! Just like that. Gretzky, Corson, Hall, and 1-0 St. Louis.
Well, that was an attempted pass across through the crease, and you know all goaltenders are told, don't let pass acrosses go through the crease. And Potvin, in an attempt to stop the pass, deflects it into his own net. I'm sorry, it wasn't Potvin. It was the Leaf defenseman, Jamie McCowan, that got his stick on the puck, and it trickled through the legs of Potvin.
Just as well, Hall was waiting for it. Didn't get that far, as you saw. Centering pass to Gilmore, can't handle it. Gretzky is up there at center again with Hall to the line. That's broken up, and Gilmore is turning it back. 1-0 St. Louis early on the power play goal. This one dribbled in on the net for Casey to kick away. Elliott shot. McInnes knocked that down. Gave it to Hall. Gretzky is up there with Corson. To McInnes. Back to Hall. The shot blocked. Good chances for the Blues. Now the Maple Leafs. Schneider gets in over the line with a shot. Got the rebound. And Hall gets it out of the zone and down the ice. That'll be an icing call when they touch it. Corson gets the goal, and that's his 5th of the playoffs. Just gets it across the line, and young Pronger flipped it up over center. The Blues bring it in. Peter Zessel labeled the shot, he thought. A little bit wide. Potvin got the stick out there anyway. Craig knocking Anderson to the ice. The Blues are changing, and a penalty is being called. Maybe 2 penalties. They'll be even up.
Mike Craig's going to get 2 minutes for slapping Zessel in the back of the helmet after he took a hit, and Zessel's going to get 2 to start with. You can't let your emotions run away with you in a game that's this critical. The Leafs would have had a power play if Mike Craig had just swallowed his pride just a little bit. I know he didn't like this hit, and I know he didn't know that Zessel had a penalty, but he now knows he's got one, and an unnecessary one. Let's have another look at that goal. This is a power play goal, and you're right, Bob. Look at Brett Hall. He was ready to tap it in, and it never did get to him as the Leaf defenseman comes back and tries to stop the pass across, not McCowan, Schneider, and deflected it in. A tough break for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And on that goal, the Blues are leading 1-0. Four-side now, a little more room out there. Gardner dropped it back. Muller was speeding in. The pass was behind him. Barely could get his stick back. On the boards, it comes loose for Corson. Up over the line, he goes with Gretzky coming in on goal. Stopped by Potvin, and Gardner speeds away. Getting to center, turning back, slowing the pace a bit. Now picking it up and going in. Ball down, play goes right on. And it's McInnes who poked it up across the Leaf line. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the first, 1-0 St. Louis. Gardner again. Down the right board, stopped by Pronger. Muller, however, is loose. Gets it up to Gill, and he can't handle that one. He'll have to come back, and Potvin didn't like the way he was getting back, so he's out and moved it up. Muller shot it in for Gardner. Didn't see the pass coming. Todd Gill again at center ice. Backing up all the way. Gives it to McTavish and Honey. His shot missed. Big rebound, and Hull had it bounce away, and 3 Leafs are up there. Sundin coming in with Gilmore, and Sundin comes in. And at poke check, Hull turning back. Brett Hull with the Blues changing. He knew that and delayed long enough. Waiting for the help. Gretzky is the help. Comes in on the boards and centered it. Just missed by McInnes. 3 Leafs on the rush. They're trailing by a goal. Dropping it. Murphy. High shot. Gilmore knocked it down. Allen drives one. That will go into the crowd off Corson's stick. We're nearing the 6-minute mark. 1-0.
Well, before the game, for the first game of the series, here were some things I thought the Leafs had to do to win the series. They haven't been able to control. Gretzky leads the NHL playoffs in scoring at the moment. They haven't been able to wear down McInnes. He's second in the team in shots on goal. They've done a decent job of making sure the pinching defensemen don't cause them trouble. And their power play has not produced too much, 4 goals, and given up 4 shorthanded goals. Wayne Gretzky walks in. These are the kind of saves that Potvin has had to make. 20 feet out, all kinds of time to look. Nobody anywhere near him.
Corson, McInnes, and Gretzky assisting on the goal by Shane Corson. 5th goal for Corson. He's hot. Playing alongside Gretzky and Hull. 1-0 St. Louis. Corson again coming in. Around the net, gets it back to Gretzky. To McInnes. Off the blocker of Potvin, that shot. Warner, he can skate. Moving up there against 3 Blues. Got the rebound off the shot. Gave it to Convery. Tried to play it back into him. Domi went in there with a hit on McInnes. Domi in front of the net. McInnes covered him. So did Barron. And the Blues shoot it down the ice. 6:20 gone in the period. That's a way offside. That pass from Ellett up across center to Convery.
Well, the key player for the Blues back on their blue line is Al McInnes. He plays over 30 minutes a night. I would have thought the Leafs would have continually shot the puck in when they have to into Al McInnes' corner and then get after him and see if you can first make him hustle back to get it, and secondly, when he does get it, give him this kind of a treatment. Because I don't care who you are, if you're a target of all 4 checkers, this is the kind of treatment you're going to get. McInnes hasn't had enough of it. From the Leaf forwards.
Face-off is just inside the Leaf line. St. Louis 1, Toronto 0. Game 5, Blues up 3-1 in the series. Leafs fighting for their playoff lives right here at Maple Leaf Gardens tonight. Grabbed by Anderson through the middle is Pronger. Scores! Pronger's shot from just inside the line, and Potvin misplayed it with the left pad. It hit the pad all right, but the good hard shot went in. 2-0 Blues.
Well, Potvin has started off this night after having 4 pretty good games in a tough fashion. He took the penalty for shooting the puck over the boards, and then this puck that dipped on him at the last minute goes between his legs. That's 3 points in the last 3 games by Pronger, and a +6 at that. It hit Larry Murphy's stick and changed direction. Potvin was well out of the net and thought he had it, and it's 2-0 Blues, 7 minutes into the game.
6:42 the time of that goal. Be precise. 2-0 for sure. St. Louis. Anderson gets the assist on the Pronger goal. And for Pronger, that's his first of the playoff.
Well, the Maple Leafs lost in overtime to Glenn Anderson. They also found themselves behind and losing in this series, and now all of a sudden are behind the 8 ball even more as both Corson and Pronger have scored, and the St. Louis Blues own a 2-0 lead. And it takes a little intestinal fortitude and a team with some character to get up off the mat and try to get back into this when you're facing elimination, and quickly. Before 6:42 has been played, you're down 2-0.
Well, you need the next goal, that's for sure. And but when the team's got you by the throat in a 3-1 win or you're out situation, to get behind this early is really a tall order for the Leafs to see what they can do about it.
So at home, they're down 2-0 and trying to get back into the game midway through period number 1. Let's go back upstairs.
Well, a tough job before the game started, and even tougher now. The They're down 2. The first period has been the best period for the Leafs in this series. Coming into tonight's game, they had outscored the Blues 5-2. But tonight they're behind the 8 ball, and St. Louis has survived the first part of their game plan. Watch Murphy stick there as it hits it and then drops, and Potvin can't get it. And that was, as Roger Nielsen, Bob Berry told me before the game, we have to get out of the first 10 minutes in good shape.
60-footer by Pronger, giving the Blues a 2-0 lead. Nato golfed it off the boards down the ice. 7 minutes gone. First period. Gilmore trying a long shot. That's off the net. Clark went after the rebound. Couldn't get a decent shot. He was checked. Schneider took a hit and kept it in, and Clark is giving chase. That toe got there ahead of him. Didn't get it out, though. Gilmore got it back. Sundin shot is globbed by Casey. And we'll be back after this.
Chance of winning. Shut Gilmore down. He leads the Leafs in points, but he hasn't got a goal. The Blues' third and fourth lines have got to score some goals. Noonan's had 3 goals in the last 2 games. They've improved as the series has gone on to stay out of the penalty box. And I don't know about number 4 there. They have had some traffic in front of Potvin. I'm not so sure that going high on him has made any difference at all.
Not in this game so far. The 2 shots were almost along the ice. 4 goals. Blues are out shooting Toronto 7-5. Olsen dumping it in around the net to the other side, and Sundin trying to slap it out. That was stopped. Portnoy centered it in the crease. Driven off to the corner, and Schneider got it back out to center. Clark gave it away. Olsen shot it down the ice. The Leafs come up. Sundin made a great move on McTavish. Coming in. The pass, and Clark couldn't shake his check to reach it. Portnoy was all over him. Clark again trying to move it up. Schneider stopped it. And to hurry a pass, it's got by everybody. Clark centered it. And Portnoy gave it to Craig McTavish. He's up there waiting for Olsen. He had lost the stick and goes off. So McTavish was alone on the rush. No passes clicking near center for Toronto. Murphy, Himalev forechecking. And to hurry it. Stopped again by McInnes. Another shot is blocked. Clark turns. Just threw the puck along the blue line, and nobody was there to receive it except St. Louis players. McInnes shot. Up and the pad save. McTavish didn't shoot it, got it back. Barron's shot is blocked. Barron will wait outside the line. The Blues much more organized at this stage than their opponents tonight. They're leading 2-0. Just past the halfway mark of the first. Now Zettler, first shot for him. Long shot that Casey, I don't think, knew he had it. He looked around, but the puck was jammed there beneath him.
St. Louis Blues, in their history, when they've been up 3-1 in the series, have won all 4 of them. 3 of them in Game 5 and 1 in Game 7.
Face off to the right of Casey. Corson again. With Gretzky and Hall. Muller on the draw. McCown, Fang on the shot. Then got it away, and a penalty is coming up. On the face-off, it came back to McCown, who fanned, and by that time, Charlie Huddy had put the hook on somebody. And he's going.
Well, when the Leafs won the draw, it was kicked back to the point to McCown. Charlie Huddy either interfered or held or hooked the Leaf player, trying to get a better position.
Maybe held a stick, I don't know.
Charlie Huddy, 2 minutes for holding the stick.
Right.
Time 10:34.
So the Leafs get a chance here halfway through the first period to get a goal, get back in the game. And there it is right there, as you can see. Huddy's going to complain that the stick was under his arm. It won't work.
The Leafs are 4 for 23 in this series with a man advantage. But remember, One note, they've allowed 4 shorthanded goals. And the Blues are leading 2-0, so a big chance for Toronto to get back in it. Murphy shot deflected. In front, Gardner scores! Gardner gets the goal for Toronto. And they are back in it.
Mike Gardner, who's only scored 1 goal in this series and is one of the top scoring Leafs who's mired in a slump, gets his 2nd goal of the series, and on the power play, as he hangs in there long enough after a nice tipped attempt by Muller to slap the puck on the 2nd attempt before Corson can get him out of there to make it 2-1. Traffic in front of Casey, get your stick on the ice, don't allow yourself to be pushed out of scoring position. Gardner did all 3 of those things and was rewarded with a goal.
Eight seconds into the power play, Gardner gets the goal.
And Al McInnes is going to get a penalty there for high-sticking Muller as the goal was scored. So the Leafs are still on the power play.
9:18 left in the first period. It is now 2-1. As Gardner has scored. Leafs come in there hitting on the 2nd power play. They control it back to the line. Schneider takes the shot. He missed by a fair margin, and Murphy had to hustle up against Corson. It's over the glass and into the crowd. The Gardner goal, his 2nd of the playoff, from Muller and Murphy at 10:42. That gets on the face-off. Exceptional in both departments. This time, he lost the draw to Gilmore. Schneider shoots one in. On the boards is Sundin wrapping it back in the net for Gilmore, and Gilmore is waiting for Clark to help him. Clark knocked it loose. Got it back on the boards to Murphy. Back into Clark in the corner, and Murphy again at the line. Knocking down the pass. Schneider to Murphy. Murphy shot. Sundin just missed knocking it down in front. It was a weak shot by Murphy. Minute 10 left of the penalty. Charlie Huddy in St. Louis. A 1-goal game again. The Blues are up 2-0. Gardner makes it 2-1. And it's Gilmore coming to center. He lifts a high one in wide of the net. Out of the goal is Casey. They try to clear it up on the boards and do not. Sundin is in front. The Leafs have tied it. It is 2-2 on 2 power play goals for Toronto.
Toronto Maple Leafs tie it up for the 2nd power play goal of the night. Matt Sundin got a stick on the puck, but did John Casey knock it in? Or did it roll in on its own? Nevertheless, it's 2-2, and the Leafs have come from the floor to tie this game up, and the fans, Bob, are as noisy as I've seen them in a while at Maple Leaf Gardens.
And Sundin pumps him up again with that power play goal, the 2nd of the night for the Maple Leafs on their 2nd power play. The first one by Gardner to make it 2-1. Gilmore passed it out from behind the net. Schneider also gets the assist on the Sundin goal. 11:55. Now they give it to Gilmore.
I think they'll change that.
From Schneider and Sundin. Time is 11:55. Let's put it this way. It goes to the Maple Leafs, who have tied the game. McInnes bouncing one down inside the Leaf line, and that's an icing call. The puck coming from the St. Louis side of center ice. 7:57 left in the first. This game is tied. Todd Gill.
He stops Peter Zezel as he's trying to go in after the puck on the forecheck and takes the penalty.
So he's in the box. The Blues are on the power play again. Corson's goal, the first of the night, was scored on the Blues power play. 2-2 tie in this first period. Hall gets it to McInnes. To Pronger. McInnes, big shot. Deflected. Potvin didn't see it. It was over the net. Gilmore gets it by Pronger and out to center. Corson is turning back with McInnes. And Corson comes in. Gretzky trailing up the line, but the pass doesn't come back. And the Leafs get it out. Again, McInnes given some room to come in. Shot in there for Corson. He centered it. Gretzky moved on it. Set it up. Hall didn't handle the pass. He went after it to dig it out of the corner. Flipped a short pass to Corson. Got it again. Now to Gretzky. Coming out from back of the net to Hall. And his shot 3 feet wide of the Leaf net. Gretzky once again off the boards with it. Hall again. Shoots. Right to the line. And Potvin was down on it. Corson raised his arms. He thought it was in. No red light. Potvin on it. And I think it's still 2-2.
I'll tell you one thing, Brett Hull didn't feel that pass cleanly, but even though he had to recover the puck in his feet, he still got quite a shot away, and it hit Felix Potvin right in the maple leaf, and the puck dropped behind him, and Shane Corson, the first Blue to the net, and Larry Murphy shoves Corson into the crossbar. Here it is as Felix saw it. Brett Hull, a shot through some legs, right on. And he watches Murphy throw Corson into the net.
6:38 left in the period and 41 seconds. And the penalty against Todd Gill. It's still 2-2. Potvin made the save and held on to it. Listen to this crowd. The Leafs are shorthanded now. They'll try to win it, get it out, and they do not. Pronger gets set. Gives it to Gretzky instead of shooting. Now to McInnes. Ahead to Courtnall. Gretzky is in the corner. And Courtnall goes to him. Bang on the pass attempt. Nobody on this side. The puck will get out. 20 seconds left in the Leaf penalty to Gill. Gretzky once again to Al McInnes stepping over the line. It'll be offside as Courtnall had gone across the line. Ahead of McInnes. Only 11 seconds left in the penalty.
Well, Al McInnes has been the most used St. Louis Blue defenseman this season, and I think he's had more ice time than ever before in his career. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy the year the Calgary Flames won the Stanley Cup. He's second on the team with 19 shots on goal. And the St. Louis Blues love to scare you with McInnes on the point and then try the cross-ice pass through the crease. And you can see Gretzky fanned on the pass. Pronger was there, and they scored first on the play.
Center ice. Huddy shoots one. It's off the boards. Back in front of McTavish. Muller covered him. Pronger gets his shot. Now Huddy will rip it. That's deflected, and McTavish was stopped from in close. Gill out of the box and in on the rush with Gilmore. Moving up with Muller. Gill flipped it back in the net. Out front again. Gill fanned on it. Now gets it to McCown. Winding up. Shooting. He missed. Not by much. Cut by Domi down the ice. 5:30 left in the opening period. It is a 2-2 tie. In a crucial game for the Maple Leafs. Domi coming in. Centering in. Warner shot. Rebound. Domi. Warner. Score. The Leafs take the lead. What a battle in front. everybody in the Gardens on their feet. The Leafs battle back and lead 3-2.
Going to the net without the puck. If you want to see a great example of that, watch this play by the Leafs. Now watch this. 1, 2, 3. 3 Leaf forwards in the scrum. The St. Louis Blues can't get him out of the way, and it's finally shoveled in to make it 3-2.
Todd Warner. Assist number 28, Ty Domi. And number 34, Jamie McCown.
Well, there's the goal scorer, Warner, and he made the best play of them all, not on the goal. I mean, the goal's a nice play with quick hands, but did you see he did not turn away from the net after his first shot? He stayed in the traffic, and look what happened.
Warner's first goal from Domi and McCown at 16:42, and the Leafs lead the Blues 3-2. 5 goals now in this first period. You gotta admit, it looked like the Leafs were done the way the Blues came at them early in getting 2 goals. Corson and Pronger, and the Leafs have come back with 3 of their own. We have 4:35 left in the first period. 12-9 are the shots in favor of Toronto. Kyprios from center. Colasar and Craig making up the other part of the line, and they went after it. Craig away from Pronger. Creighton hit him. Shook it off. Stays with it. Craig doing great work on the boards. Centered it, and the Blues pick it up. Noonan coming over center. The pass in. Creighton doesn't get by Schneider. Matteau's bumped. Colasar takes a hit on the boards. Noonan gets it on his skate. Creighton is stopped at the side of the Leaf net, and a penalty might be called on it. It's a slashing call. Dave Ellett doesn't like what has happened. It'll be Dave Ellett, I think, who'll get the 2 minutes. Flash, I think.
Well, here it is right here. Matteau and Ellett collide. No penalty here, and here it is right here. It'd be tough to cut the weeds down in your backyard with that move, but in the opinion of Dvorsky, it's a penalty.
3-2, Toronto leading. 2 minutes, Ellett slashing. Walls maybe left. Right on the net, that clearing shot. Well, nevertheless, Ellett is off, and the Blues get a power play again. 1 for 2, 2 shots. Their last power play. Gretzky back to the net, out front. Oh! Quick shot is blocked. Leafs get it down the ice again. 30 seconds gone in the minor to Dave Ellett. McInnes moving up. And it goes to Pronger. Look out! Great save by Putman. The left pad. And cleared to center. McInnes slamming it back in for St. Louis. 1:05 left in the penalty. To Dave Ellett of Toronto. Gretzky knifing one in. Just a little bit wide of the net. Murphy driving at the length of the ice again. The Blues have another 50 seconds on the power play. Trailing Toronto 3-2. That's Charlie Huddy. Firing one by the linesman. In a hurry to get out of the way. Gretzky moves up. Pass doesn't get to him. Murphy was there. Colasar can't make contact. Colasar again tied up his man and the puck rolled down. Huddy through center. Portnoy and Gretzky get it up over the Leaf line. Portnoy is slow to get up. Took a hard hit. 15 seconds left in the Leaf penalty. And there's Gilmore going again. Gilmore coming in on goal. The backhander gloved. And Casey covers up on the rebound as Gilmore makes a bid for a shorthanded goal. 7 seconds left in Ellett's penalty.
Well, the Toronto Maple Leafs looked like they were down, out, and dead in the first 10 minutes of this period. And in the last 8 minutes or so, the St. Louis Blues cannot match their energy level, cannot match their physical play, and have not been able to match them on the scoreboard. However, this series, we've seen teams drift in and out of dominance as much as any series as I can recall. Toronto has been more aggressive. They haven't allowed St. Louis to outwork them since they scored that first goal. And now it is 3-2 Leafs, 2:02 to go in the first.
Face off to the right. John Casey. McTavish will come on and take it for St. Louis. Dave Gagne for the Maple Leafs. 2 minutes left in the period. Al McInnes around the net. McTavish takes off for center. Before he got to the line, he shot it in. Himmelem was on it, hit the side of the net. Came back out from McTavish. Was close penalty coming up against Toronto. Out of the net is Casey, and now the Leafs make contact with the puck. And an interference call for sure, and it's Jamie McCown.
Well, look in front of the net, 34 in white. Hooks right under the arm here of Tony Twists and pulls him down. And for that, the Leafs will have to kill a penalty off again.
3-2 Toronto. Gretzky setting it up inside the Leaf line. Force it. And Pronger in off the blue line. Gretzky knocked one down. Zellup trying to clear. There's a shot way high over the net. Morrison against Allen. Morrison wins the little fight along the boards. McInnes took the hit, slapped it in. It's Hull centering it. Allen will bring it out. Gets up to center. Allen's shot is right on. Casey couldn't hang on to that. It came off his chest. Nobody following up, looking for the rebound as the Leafs are trying to kill off this penalty in the last minute of the period. And Gill shoots it by Gretzky and out. Toronto leads by a goal. 50 seconds left in the period. Leafs will be shorthanded. Till the horn. Pass to center. Polisar just missed that. Pronger fooled him with a pretty good move inside his own line. Stepped over center. Left it for Cordnell. His pass goes by everyone. And Sundin shoots a high one away. Casey out of the net. Pushing it up to McInnes, telling him 25 seconds left in the period. Cordnell shoots it around the net. Noonan back to the line. McInnes. Nelson and McInnes again. Gretzky. 30 seconds left. Cordnell's pass. Can't handle that one. Wicked pass for Olsen to try to knock down at the side of the net. And the horn goes to end the first period. Face off. The Blues on the puck in the Leaf zone. Big Creighton around the net. Trying to wrap around. Here's his shot. That's wide, and Creighton waited too long. And then his shot is deflected. And the puck bounces to center ice. The Blues starting this period rather quickly against the Maple Leafs, as they did the first.
Well, I mentioned that Al McInnes is the workhorse for the St. Louis Blues. Plays the whole power play, every power play, kills most of the penalties, and plays more than a regular shift. And you can see that he was over 10 minutes in the first period of this game, as we showed you earlier. In Game 4, he was over 30 minutes, or 26 minutes. He's averaged over 30 minutes a night, and believe me, that is a lifetime for a defenseman.
Crowd wanted a penalty called, but the play goes right on as Domi was hauled down in the center ice zone. Toronto leads by a goal here in the second period. The Blues trying to wrap up the series tonight. They're up 3-1. McCown dumped it too high into the crowd at the far side to the left of Felix Potvin. A couple of changes in scoring. Gagne instead of Muller gets an assist on the Gartner power play goal. Schneider and Clark now the assists on the Gilmore power play goal in the first.
While the second and third period have been disasters for Toronto in this series, They've been outscored 12-4 in second period, third period, and overtimes, and 6-1 in the 4 second periods. And Stefan Matteau and Ty Domi fencing a little bit here right off the face-off. So Toronto has to upgrade their games in the second period for sure, and they better start tonight or there won't be another second period.
Peter Zezel against Muller on the face-off to the right of the Leaf net. Zezel won it again. McInnes, weak shot. Hit Gill. Leafs cleared. Gartner knocked it down with his hand. Up over the line, and his shot is deflected onto the glass. It bounced down in front of the net, but the Blues were back, picking it up and getting it out. Anderson poked it ahead. Good play for McInnes, but the backhander was weak. An easy save for Potvin. Ordnall parked in front of the net. Puck floats in back of the goal for Gagne, and Gardner has to contend with Barron. Can't get it by. Anderson shot, score! Tipped by Zezel in front of the net, and the Blues have tied the game. Under 3 minutes into the second period. 2:33 the time of the goal.
Well, get the puck on the net, good things might happen. It looked like a harmless play from over on the boards to the right of Potvin. And Anderson just says, I'm getting it onto the net. And Peter Zezel redirects it between the legs of Potvin to make it 3-3. And the second period continues to be a real problem for Toronto here in the first 2.5 minutes of period 2 of game 5.
Anderson, the only assist on the goal by Zezel. Clark tries a long shot. Another one. 2 saves by Casey, and nobody near the rebound. 3-3 tie now. Clark missed a pass at center. Hall went wide for Gretzky. Gallant trying to catch him. He will. Got in front of Gretzky, but Gretzky fooled him. Moved it the other way. Hall knocked down, and the Leafs pick it up. Led by Gilmore. They are away to center. Gilmore over the line and offside. Close call at the Blues line.
Peter Zezel has scored to tie the game from Glenn Anderson. Some familiar names for Maple Leaf fans. Back in '93, those two played prominent roles in the success of the Leafs to go to the conference final, only to lose to Wayne Gretzky and the Los Angeles Kings. The line of Zezel, Berg, and Osborne is held in the revere that the French Connection and others did, but for a completely total different reason.
Yeah, they were the defensive specialists and the penalty killing crew for Toronto, and yet they were a typical excellent third line. They also chipped in offensively, and when you're a coach and you can throw those 3 guys out there against the other team's best line or in the last minute of the periods or the game, it's a lovely feeling for the coach to know the kind of performance you're going to get about 99% of the time.
Glenn Anderson walked to a different beat. He was a different kind of a guy until the game was on the line. And there might not have been a better big game player and big goal scorer in those big games than Glenn Anderson.
Absolutely, and why he's not a member of the Hockey Hall of Fame mystifies me. His playoff offensive record is unbelievable. I know they're all going to say, yeah, but he played in Edmonton where anyone could have scored, but not anyone could have scored as often as he did at critical times, and he's still doing it.
So Glenn Anderson, part of it, Peter Zezel getting the goal from Anderson. Game is tied at 3. Let's go back to Bob and Harry.
Early in the second period, Peter Zezel skating in front of Potvin. Deflected the Anderson shot to tie the game. He's been a workhorse for St. Louis in this series.
You know, when you come back and play against your own team like 8 St. Louis Blues who used to play for the Leafs are, those goals are even bigger.
McInnes turning around in the blue zone. In the left. Up for McTavish, won't reach it. It's over the boards at the Leaf bench. Muller, Gagne, and Gardner, the Leaf line. Jay Wells is a defenseman not used a lot tonight. He's on there now. 26 Creighton is on the draw. Hooked it back. Olsen, the other defenseman, along with Wells, comes out. And Wells played it to center ice, left in deep by Matteau. Noonan on the other side. Noonan tried to center it. Leafs pick it up. They get it ahead to Gardner. He's covered quickly though, but now Gill joins the rush. Gill bumped on the boards. Two leads him back of the net. Come up with it for Gill. Gill gets a shot. Here's a chance for Muller. Knocked down. Comes to the line and McCown kept it in. The Leafs applying some pressure here in a 3-3 tie. Gardner was turned around and couldn't reach the pass. McCown near center, poked it ahead. Blues dump it inside the Leaf line and get a player change. Gill up there deep again. Muller has to come back, hook it away from Portnoy. They did. Knocked down again, but this time a penalty against St. Louis as Muller was grabbed and hauled down, and a holding call coming up against Glenn Anderson.
Well, there wasn't much question about that one, as Anderson not only hooked him here, but jumped on his back right here to make sure he got called. Muller had no chance to do anything but go down. So the Leafs get a power play. So far in the first 4 minutes or 5 minutes of this period, Toronto has not been able to duplicate the emotion they showed in the last 10 of the first period.
But they have had 2 power plays in the game and scored on both.
Jay Wells, number 36 in blue, one of 9 St. Louis Blue players who have played over 100 playoff games, does an excellent job of making sure Muller can't get a stick on the puck and not get a penalty while taking him out. Sign of a veteran play right there.
On this power play, Murphy with Schneider. Gilmore, Clark, and Sundin. Sundin banged on it. Clark is on it. He's covered, so he goes back to the net. Sundin to the corner now. Clark moving up, hit his man. Schneider rolled it into Clark. All the way back to the line. He likes to shoot it. And he rattled that one off the glass. Schneider backs up again on the Leaf power play. Shot in there, hit a leg. Gilmore picked the pass ahead, came back. Schneider got away from Gretzky to the line. Leafs passing around on the outside. It is Sundin getting it out front of Gilmore. Now Schneider rolled it in there in front of the net to McInnes. Hart and Gilmore out front again. Murphy is in deep and can't knock it down. Schneider was covering up at center ice against Gretzky. Gilmore, Schneider, blocked. Schneider again, can't handle it. Gretzky was up there forever waiting for a lead pass in this short-handed situation. Back in Sundin. Sundin shot. Gilmore! Stopped by Casey. Clear into the line, not out. Great pressure on the power play by Toronto. Sundin chasing Zessel. Played his shot off the boards. Back to Gilmore, though. Penalty coming up against Toronto. Or is it? Toronto was in possession. The whistle went early, and we're going to have to wait to see who goes.
Sure, they had some chances, so they're going to have to get the penalty killing crew out there in 14 seconds when Glenn Anderson jumps out of the penalty box.
We are nearing the 7-minute mark of the second period. We are in a 3-3 tie here in Toronto. This is Himalav trying to move in on Gill. Gill got it loose. The Leafs speed out with it. Gardner down the right side, cuts to the center, dropped it back to Muller. Looking over it in front, everybody is covered. Muller hangs onto it. Not long enough, though. The Blues knock it out. Now power play St. Louis. The Leafs didn't allow them a shot on their last power play. They're 1 for 4 in that department tonight, with a total of only 4 shots. So penalty killing has been pretty good for Toronto. Let's see if it lasts. Gretzky is in there. We are locked in a 3-3 tie here in the second. Gill fired a hard one. That'll get out. McInnes sees Hall open. Decides to go back farther around the net. Falls. Nearly coughed it up to Gilmore. Gilmore had to come back outside the line. Now he's killing the penalty himself. He's knocked down. Polisar with him. In it goes. 45 seconds left of the power play. St. Louis The Blues moving out to center. Hull is up over the line fast. Anderson. Huffman made a nice glove save. Now that hard shot by Anderson coming in off the left wing. Let's go now to Scott Oates.
All right, Bob, Commissioner Gary Bettman in attendance tonight. Commissioner, 7 overtime games thus far. Are you pleased with the level of competition in the opening round of the playoffs?
Well, I think our fans are pleased. There's been a lot of excitement. There have been a lot of games that have been very well attended, very well viewed on television, and we're having a real good first round.
Did you manage to last to the end of the Pittsburgh-Washington affair last night, or were you asleep?
I was wide awake watching the whole thing. It gets a little tough to stay awake during the intermissions at 1:30 in the morning, but once the action starts, there's no problem.
You got great seats in the Golds here at the Gardens tonight. How'd you get them? Do you know somebody?
You know, I think we must have inherited them.
Thanks a lot, Commissioner Bettman. Good to see you. Bob?
Thanks, Scott. So I wasn't the only one up watching. Gary Bettman was with us too. Hotback covering again. Hangs on to it. Gotta say it right here. What a great performance by these two teams last night in 4 overtimes. And if I may I say a special salute, and always watching tonight, Kenny Reggett, you're fabulous.
Well, to work in the NHL or to be a fan of the NHL or to sit where we sit for NHL games, if you didn't feel as proud as a peacock at the performance that both teams put on last night, the determination, the fitness level, the intensity, and the absolute desire to win that game was something that no other sport can match. And I'm sure Mr. Bettman, Mr. Burke are proud of their Pittsburgh, Washington teams for a great show. My question is, how will they feel tomorrow night?
They're in marvelous shape when you think about it. 2 games back to back, so to speak, and then some. Rub it. Olsen for St. Louis. Shoots one. Loose puck there off the leg of McCown. Harmless though, as it turned out, as Ellen fires it away, and only 5 seconds left of the Gagner penalty. So the Leafs have shut the Blues down again on another power play. Gagner is on the ice. And so is Cardinal. Shoots. Great save by Potvin. He was going for the open side, and Potvin got the left pad out. Big stop. Once again, Cardinal. Potvin got a piece of that. Himalayan. Blues are pressing here for the go-ahead goal. We are 3-3 on the game here in the second at the 9-minute mark. Zezel. Tough to knock him off the puck, but McCown did it. Cardinal dump. Play goes on. 2-on-1. Make that 3-on-1. Domi! Around the net. Nothing happened. And now Matteau dropping it. Great. Hit the outside of the post. He has it again. And Potvin has it again. And he holds on. Domi had a crowd of Leafs with him and thought he might score. He did not. Pronger looks to be shaping up to what they thought he would be, a big league star.
Yes, he's going to be that. He looks to be winning the race between maturity and disaster, and every teenage defenseman gets in that race. He's got a long reach, he's got a good hockey sense, and he's going to be one of the better ones in the future. I know Keenan took a lot of abuse for making the trade for Shanahan. 3 years from now, he won't be criticized.
Clark gets a nice pass back to Schneider. The shot is way high. Schneider again. Boy, he just missed the far side with that blistering shot. Leafs skate back onside as Pronger takes it back to the net. Getting away from Craig. His pass up through the middle. Pronger will have to do it all over again as Hull was dumped near center. It's knocked down for Craig. And the play call. Hand pass.
Well, Matthew Schneider really jolted Brett Hull, who tried one of those cute little drop passes or redirection passes in the center zone. And I think Brett feels it a little bit here. And here it is right here. He just redirects the pass, and then Schneider, who came up to stand up on him, just finished the check. And I don't think Brett Hull expected it, and I'm sure didn't like it. Although I will say this, Bob, Hull's hamstring injury looks to be a lot better now than it did in games 1 and 2.
It's gone. He was flying the other night in St. Louis. Said today he's feeling much better. And it was all in the skating. Well, he's been turning it up a bit. The last game and again tonight in this one. Leafs trying to pick it up to get it out. They do. But they do not control it. Now Muller is in forechecking on Barron. Let's see what happens. Muller was in first. Gartner goes in to pick it up. Out it comes to a count. And he almost fanned on it. Muller is dumped behind the play. Crowd didn't like it. It continues for St. Louis. Anderson gets his shot on the net. Deflected just wide. Muller again with Gartner. They get over the Blues line, and that's broken up by Wells up to Anderson. Anderson has to wait outside the line. Couldn't wait because Kyprios was on him. The Blues have to get back on side, and now they do. The Leafs had time to move it out. Down to Gartner. Up to Muller. Drives it in. The Leafs are going to make changes on that shooting. At the 12-minute mark of the second, it's still tied. 3 each. Down the ice it goes. Himmelev on the boards, gets it up to McTavish. Down to Twist. He just golfed at it. And Settler. The lineup tonight, playing only his second playoff game in his career and not used a lot so far by Nick Beverly. This will be offside. The Leafs play it. They do not. As it came back out and backhanded in by Convery. Puck cleared by Allen, and he made sure it got away from Himmelev. Back to Zettler, who shoots it in. Leafs are changing again. Tony Twist left it for Olsen. He won't get too far. And Murphy shot it ahead. Sundin going after it to Clark, and it bounced away from Clark. Schneider and Murphy, the Leaf defensemen, get together to bring it over center. And Murphy shoots it in for Clark, coming in. Shot blocked. Casey in front of that on the angle. Sundin has it. Out front, goes back to Gilmore. Gilmore has to circle back. Sundin lost it, and it shot down the ice. 6:40 left in the period. The Blues change. Quick changes all around now. Sundin hammered on the boards near the blue line by Pronger. Up for Matteau. Getting in there. And right into the glove of Potvin. A shot from the left. Potvin held on to it. We'll be back after this.
Remember the old family car? Well, we turned it right around. Added all-wheel drive, flexible 7-passenger seating, a personal safety system, and a style that's all grown up. Just for you. And your family. Freestyle. For you, for your family. By Ford.
And in this hockey game, we're under 6 minutes left in the second. 3-3 tie. Penalty coming up. Toronto, Murphy. Looking for the puck. Can't understand this one, I don't think. He's going off as Anderson was hauled down, and Murphy is still gnawing at the referee. There's Murphy.
Well, Murphy pulled Anderson down with a backhand move right here. And I think probably might have kicked the skates from underneath him at the same time. Penalty well away from a scoring area. That's, I'm sure, what Murphy was complaining about. The Leafs have to kill another one off.
Well, Harry, the Blues have had 5 power plays in the game. This coming up is their 6th. And they've had a total of just 7 shots. Now, this is one area where the Leafs had to tighten up. Remember the shorthanded goals given up to St. Louis? now the Blues power play, which had been working. So the specialty teams for Toronto up to tonight had not been working well. They had 2 power play goals in this game, and the penalty killing has been pretty good. 3 shots by the Blues on their last power play, but only a total of 7 and 5. So that's decent, more than decent. It's inside the line now, but not for long. Cow rifle one away and got it down the ice. 30 seconds gone in the Murphy penalty. Blues, Gretzky, Corson, Hull, McInnes, and Pronger. A pretty good quintet out there now for St. Louis. On the boards, Gretzky hit by Gill. McCown again with a chance to clear it on Corson. Gets there in a hurry and down the ice it goes.
That's 3 icings by Jamie McCowan on this shift, and each icing's worth 15 to 20 seconds. A nice job by the veteran defenseman.
A minute left to the penalty. Up for Pronger. Dumping it in along the boards. Got it in over the line, but once again, Allen for Sundin. He won't reach it. McInnes was there ahead of him. Cardinal back to Himalev. Himalev looking back to the point. Too late now. He's near. And it's shut down the ice. 35 seconds left in the penalty. The Blues moving up. Cardinal to the line and slides it over onto the stick of Clark. And it left it just as quickly. 25 seconds left on the power play, St. Louis. 3-3 tie. Cardinal comes into Gretzky. Allowed the puck to roll back to the line to Huddy. Into Gretzky again. Gretzky back to the net, looking around, rolled it over there. He was hit by Schneider. The Leafs turn it up a notch now, and it's Clark and Gilmore coming in. Clark waiting. Clark couldn't make the play, but Ellett jumps into the hole to pick it up. He's pinned by Huddy. One-handed it. Couldn't get it out front. Clark trying to stop his man Creighton and fails. Penalty is over. Murphy on the ice again, and they've killed off another one. Cleared backhand. Flip near the blue line and kept in by Olsen. Olsen again stopped it to Huddy. A high one will bounce down off the glove of Gilmore. He got it up to Clark. He lost it. Matteau. The count hit him hard. Hit him a second time. Gave him a 3rd shot, and the crowd is standing again. We are locked in a 3-3 tie with 3 minutes left here in the second period, and these 2 teams are putting on the show. The crowd disgruntled. McCown was bumped after dealing 2 heavy checks. It goes right on for McTavish. Shot it back. Domi tried to hit him. McInnes brings it in. McInnes set to make the play. It's deflected. McTavish is covered by Convery. Can't move on the loose puck. Domi can't get out of the zone against Twist. Domi decides to go around the net. Twist is chasing him. Domi poked it out over the line. Trying to get in on the rush with Warner who dumped it in. Domi is hit just inside the line. 2 minutes left in the period. Hot fan watching this one miss the crease, and that's an icing call against St. Louis. We are tied at 3. 2 minutes left in the second.
Wayne Gretzky, who scored a point in every one of these 5 games, all of them assists. He's got 9 of them. Took a hit right here from Matthew Schneider, who's thrown a couple of good ones. And I don't know whether Gretzky was tired or whether he hurt himself a little bit. But Jamie McCowan, who's been a physical force, throws a nice body check right here on Matteau. And then the crowd was screaming that Matteau was holding McCowan with the old double leg lock. Gene Tunney taught him that one. You know who Gene Tunney is.
You were supposed to say Whipper Billy.
Right.
In Toronto, you're a Toronto boy.
Thursday night at Maple Leaf Gardens. Lots of wrestling matches in the old days.
3-3 tie. Waiting, Gardner scores! Gardner made that big move, and it's 4-3 Leafs.
Well, when you lose the draw in your own end, you have to take your man. Pronger got picked, and nobody took Gartner, and Gartner put it in. Defensively, a mix-up in the assignments for the Blues, and offensively, some good hustle by Gartner to make it 4-3 Leafs.
Timely goal by Gardner, his third of the playoff. Gagne and Muller getting assists on the go-ahead goal for Toronto. 18:04 of the time. So it's Toronto 4, St. Louis 3. Creighton intercepting one. The shot is blocked by Kurt Muller, who fell in front of it. Gagne trying to tie up his man Noonan. He won't do it. Noonan got it back. McInnes' shot. He missed the net. Creighton dropping out, and the net goes flying. Crowd of players in there along with Potvin. 1:25 left in the second period.
This portion of Leafs TV is brought to you by Canon.
Brian Noonan takes a 2-minute penalty for goaltender interference with 1:25 left in the second period. The puck goes off the end boards, hits the water bottle, and rolls down into the hands of Felix Potvin. Noonan roars into the net. I don't think completely on his own, but he's going to get the interference penalty anyway, and I don't blame the St. Louis Blues for complaining a little bit about that one. Let's have another look at the Leaf goal to make it 4-3. The defensive Gartner cuts across, and nobody takes him. Pronger can't get to him. Gretzky stands and watches him. And Charlie Huddy's tied up by Gagne. A nice face-off plan that worked.
Only the fourth power play of the game for Toronto. They have scored 2 power play goals. They came in the first. They are leading 4-3, and they are moving up against the Blues now. With 1 minute left in the second period, power play leaves Clark. Out to Murphy. Murphy to Schneider, and the shot doesn't reach the net. Schneider tried to knock it down with his glove, missed it. Murphy back. Himalev, a penalty killer out there deep. Gretzky is on also up front. McInnes and Barron, the defenseman for St. Louis. 38 seconds left in the period on the power play. Toronto for the rest of the way unless they score. Unless there's another penalty. It's cleared to Schneider. He shoots and missed. Murphy trying to hustle to keep it in. Won't get there. 25 seconds left. Potvin played it away from Hall, who was in there with Gretzky. Blues are going to kill the period if they stay in deep. It'll be Barron who'll push it back in. 12 seconds left in the period. Murphy will have to move in a hurry to Clark. Clark with a shot, and it's deflected away wide, and Gretzky gets it out of harm's way. And there's the horn to end the second period.
And Sundin, I'm sure, didn't realize when he was acquired by the Leafs that this was part of the deal. But I wouldn't worry too much about how Sundin's going to do. We all know he's a great Leaf, and whoever has to fill his shoes better have high heels.
Yes, they better. It's going to take something to equal what he has done. Dougie Gilmour in a situation as the captain now, and Mats and Wendell has gone and then returned. They have the makings there of some good offensive players and everything else, and yet they have struggled offensively this season.
Yeah, and it was the caused the demise of Pat Burns that they couldn't score as often as they thought they were going to be able to with the lineup they've got. And in this game, 4 goals is more than they usually get in games during the season and the playoffs. And the question now is, can they hang on and win this one and get back in the series?
Wendell Clark, when he came over from the Islanders in 13 regular season games, had 8 goals and 7 assists. So the Leafs are hoping that they can rekindle some of that magic, as well as Sundin is obviously now the team leader offensively of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who hold a 4-3 lead after 2 periods of play. You're watching Molson's Canadian Side.
A loss, and their season is over. But here they come to center. Open the 3rd period. They don't get too far in that rush. They'll try it again. Muller checked by Gretzky, who fell. Gagne moves up. Take the shot. He's in. Big rebound. Kick right back out. And the Blues clear the zone. Gagne made a nice play to fake the shot and then walk in on the net. Couldn't score, though. Penalty. Over. The Leafs in front. And down goes Casey to keep it out. The puck was loose there. Cleared away. All the way down to the lead zone. Teams at full strength. And Gilmore brings it in with Sundin. Comes back. Gill's shot is blocked. He walked right into it. Anderson trying to set it up, and Gill got back. Fanned on it against Courtnall. It didn't matter. He got it out, and there's going to be a penalty called. Courtnall took a high stick, and the referee is checking him now. High sticking call here against Todd Gill at 1:21 of the 3rd period.
Todd Gill took a swipe at the puck as it was bouncing here, and the follow-through on the stick, he hasn't even seen Corson. The follow-through on the stick hits Corson in the face. That's a tough penalty. I know you're supposed to be in control of your stick, but on the follow-through on a shot, if you hit something with your stick, they usually don't call it. Now, Gill never got his stick on the puck. Maybe that's why they call it.
In that case, he missed the puck completely. Stick came up high. Gill is in the box. And the Blues trailing the Leafs 4-3 on the power play again. So far in the hockey game, the Leafs have shut them down pretty well. 1 for 6 in that department. McInnes ahead to Gretzky. McInnes again to Pronger along the line. Back to the net is Corson. Gretzky joins in. Gretzky to Corson. Stepped out in front. Too much of an angle for a shot. Gretzky's pass hit Gilmore. And they move up. Pronger gets set for the shot. Came off a stick and just missed the far corner. Potvin was out covering the angle. Al McInnes again taking a shot. Potvin, I don't think saw it. Came in and hit him. And the Leafs clear it out. St. Louis on their last power play against Toronto. Couldn't get a shot on Potvin. Olsen is moving up. The setup doesn't work. Gilmore looking around, very cool, calm, and collected. Waited a few seconds before clearing it. Courtnall steps up over the line. Gives it to Anderson. Courtnall wrapped at it and just missed again. The Blues are coming close. Zessel poked to the head. Olsen faked the shot. Huddy drives it. Potvin the save, and out it goes. 30 seconds left in the penalty to Todd Gill. We have hit the 3-minute mark of the 3rd period. Toronto 4, St. Louis 3. And up they come. Anderson off the boards for Courtnall. That doesn't work. Allen ran it all the way. McCown tapped it ahead. The Leafs are going to clear it again. Sundin banked it on the boards, hoping to hit Convery. Sundin shot it in. Convery gets back on side. The penalty wearing down. Only 6 seconds left in the Gill penalty. And again, the Blues move up. Gill is out of the box. They can kill out another one. And can continue to lead 4-3. Noonan put it ahead. Centering pass for Creighton didn't work. Barron stepping up. McCown was in front of his own net, cleared it. Gill slapped the stick to Portnoy, got it out. McCown from center. Right on, big rebound. But Barron got back, pick it up. Warner back in the goal, can't handle it on a skate. Noonan will come out for St. Louis. Gilmore nearly intercepted. Creighton keeps going. Creighton trying to split the defense. Noonan into Creighton. Potvin moved that away by Creighton with a stick. Good play by Potvin. Blues give it away, shooting it up there to the loop line where Gill left it for Murphy. Close call on the change. The crowd thought maybe an extra man. McGinnis moved up, rolled it there. Gill turned around just in time to get it back out. Sundin and Clark. Clark goes by it. Himalev back in. Himalev takes a long shot. He missed the Toronto net. Doug Gilmore and Gill. Leafs by a goal. Looking for another one here, which would be heavy insurance at this stage of the game. Leafs facing elimination in this hockey game tonight at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Twist and Gilmore all tied up. They get apart and the Leafs bring it up. Clark and Domi. Domi is going in hard against Huddy. So is Clark. Clark hit him. And Gretzky takes the loose puck. Up the hole, and Gretzky is nailed by Domi. Puck fired up there for Gardner. Domi going for the net. He couldn't get the puck into him. Domi has to get back outside, so Gagne knew that. Circle back. Now he's moving up well. To Gardner and Domi. Domi shoots. Casey the save. Huddy to Gretzky. Hall. Hall moved to the far side. Gretzky couldn't get it over to him. Gretzky again. Tapped it back. Up comes Al McGinnis. He is stopped at the late blue line. Gardner from Ellen. Shoots it in, and McGinnis was the first one back. Hooked it off the boards and did get it out. Joins the rush. In goes Zezel on the boards in the corner for McGinnis. Muller hit him. Now Muller's pass is intercepted by Anderson. He had to come back with it, with Corson still inside the line. 6:15 gone in the third. It's still a one-goal game. Toronto is in front. The go-ahead goal scored by Gardner at 18:04 of the second. Here's McCown. Up there's Muller. The pass doesn't reach him. Portnoy read it and picked it off. Warner to center. Shoots it in deep. Wells back, chopping at it. Zezel. Great pace now to the third period. It's been a good hockey game. Portnoy eluding Gill. Got it in front. And Olsen spinning around. Couldn't find it in front of Potvin. Out for McCown. He's been strong tonight for Toronto. Got it up to Convery, but he's offside. Went in across the line ahead of the puck. 7 minutes into the third.
But that's not possible. Having said that, there have been an awful lot of first-round games in which it seems one team or the other has been on the power play all night long. What would you say about the officiating in the first round?
Well, I think we've had a couple of tough nights, and you can't deny it when one of your referees has a tough night. But overall, it's been good. You have to remember that the players dictate how a game is officiated.
Mario being ejected in the second period last night's all the buzz in that Pittsburgh-Washington game. Is anything about that play under review?
There's nothing about that play under review. The call was well within the confines of Rule 54 of the instigator penalty.
So Washington has not sent you any tape?
They have not.
All right, Brian, I thank you for your time.
Thanks, Scott.
Hull just went in there and ripped the shot that Potvin stopped. The Blues had turned it up, looking for the tying goal, but Clark is back for Toronto. Pass to Gilmore, but he had to stop at the blue line. Now one-on-one. Hull is coming in again. Shoots. Nice play by Allen to get a stick in front of the shot, and the count relieves the pressure by getting it out of the zone quickly. Gilmore upended. Crowd wants a penalty. They won't get one on that play. Drop to Gretzky. Look down. Here comes Pronger. Moving up. Portnoy picked out by Potvin. Clark is away again. 3 Leafs are up there. And the pass whipped in quickly to Gardner, the speedster. He centered it. Deflected wide of the open side in front of the goal. Clark. Hill was walking in to hit it. Clark turned and fired it. Still 4-3 Toronto. And both teams coming close to scoring here. Gretzky is up again. Pass to Anderson on his right. Anderson fed on the pass attempt to Corson. Gardner will pick it up and skate out with it. Ahead to Gagne, who missed it. Gilmore is dumped, trying to get off to the Leaf bench as they were changing. Zezel poked it ahead for St. Louis. Mike Keenan changing the lineup a little bit now. Noonan with Zezel and Corson. Zezel fired one through the crease. Craig trying to pick it up on the boards. Noonan, the stronger of the two, got it into Zezel. He's nailed by Muller. Now Craig hooked at it, whacked at it again, and got it out. Halfway mark of the third period coming up in 4 seconds. 4-3 Toronto. Broken up by McCown. He's been rock solid back there in the Leaf defense tonight. Barron shot one away. Craig stopped that. Bouncing puck, and now he's bouncing himself as he was decked by Noonan. Noonan slipped, gained his balance, got the pass down to McTavish. McTavish heading for the net, getting set, the pass, and the shot is tipped away. That toe centered one. Huddy wasn't waiting for that. Got his hand down, but too late. Now the Blues back on side. Warner went up to hit Pronger. Domi getting one out to center, and Hibelev was nailed by Domi. A great third period with so much on the line for the Maple Leafs. A loss tonight, their year is out. The Blues want to move on to round 2. Face off deep in the blue zone to the right of John Casey. Leafs get the draw. Gill shot. He missed. Came off the boards and hit the side of the net. Gretzky slowly to center in the Leaf line to Hall. Flying. Shot on a sharp angle. Stopped by Parfait easily. And here's Todd Gill turning it up. Going to Muller on the left side. Muller coming in with Gardner heading for the net. They get us tied up on the goal. High shot by Gill. He was all alone. Muller goes around the net. Leafs trying to find a goal for insurance to stay alive in the playoffs. Gardner moving it up back to the net in case he was out to chop it away. A count. Muller is in there. Muller is stopped by McInnes. Gill in deep. The Blues. Brett Hull flipped it back. Tried to get open on the wing, but Gardner stayed with him. Gretzky is moving up over the line and dropped it back. Olsen lost it. Here's a lead pass to Gilmore. He had to turn the other way and hope that the pass hit his stick.
And stay on side. That's a lot of things to do in a hurry.
Courtnall rolled it in on Potvin. Murphy back. 7 minutes left in the third period. This one is still up for grabs. A win for the Blues, and it's over. They'll go on to round 2. A win for the Leafs, of course. We go to Game 6 at the Kiel Center in St. Louis on Saturday. Corson is driving for the net. Courtnall is back at the goal, and he falls. Murphy moving out, close quarters, he and Gilmore. Gilmore carries the rest of the way. For Gagne on the wing, and a slow on the shot on the net. Kicked out by Casey. Courtnall back the other way. Courtnall gets set, leaving it. Corson driving, centered it through the crease. It'll be Gagne and Gilmore, and Gagne played the puck out. Sundin and Pronger are back on the ice. Barron moving up with a backhander. And that's wide of the Leaf goal. Murphy, as you see, without the stick. Now he retrieves it as the Leafs pick it up and control it out to Sundin. He's moving up hard. And in front of the net. And down goes Casey with Convery and Warner with the on-rushing Matt Sundin.
Well, Matt Sundin's got another gear, and the Leafs haven't seen it very often in games 3 and 4. He's playing a little more determined tonight. Toronto has to be very careful here in the last 6 minutes. And here's a look at the rush by Sundin. Al McInnes does a nice job. He's not playing the puck at all, but that doesn't mean you're going to keep Sundin out of the way. And then Murray Barron has to be careful as two Leafs are walking in. The Leafs have to be careful, especially when Gretzky's on the ice, that the late man on the rush, who's usually a defenseman, doesn't step past the forechecker. The Leaf defensemen have got to stay out, don't get trapped, and be careful. The St. Louis Blue defensemen will be pinching in the Leaf zone because they're coming at him with every tool they own.
Zazzle on the face-off for St. Louis. Convery for the Maple Leafs. Warner and Domi are on the wings for Convery. McCown and Gill are the two defensemen. Al McInnes will log the rest of the game, I'll bet, for St. Louis. He's on again with Barron. This is Barron to McTavish. Anderson, the other winger, he takes the pass. Comes up to the Leaf blue line and a circle back. Zazzle had gone in ahead of him. Now he tried to hit Zazzle, who'd circle, but the Leafs come back. Warner spotted a man. Convery. Oh, the shot knocked down by Casey. Hard shot by Convery. Put it right on. Domi was dumped on the play.
John Casey, who's taken over for Grant Fuhr, has been very busy. The Maple Leafs had 15 shots in the first period, 7 more in the second, 11 in the third, and John Casey has been the difference.
Well, he certainly has been as good as the Leaf goaltending has been with Felix Potvin, and it's not easy to be a pinch hitter in any sport, but it's, I think, even more difficult when you're the pinch hitting goalie in the playoffs after the top-notch goalie and Grant Fuhr got hurt in game 2.
So the Maple Leafs still own the lead midway through period number 3, hoping to stave off elimination in game 5 of the Western Conference quarterfinal. Let's go back upstairs.
Domi may well have speared himself on his own stick, although he's trying to convince the referee Dvorsky of something else. He came in after the hard shot by Convery and looked for the rebound. Warner makes a nice pass right here to Convery. Now the St. Louis defenseman gave the blue line up too early. Convery lets it go from the top of the circle. Here comes Domi. And you can see that as he tried to dig the puck loose, the St. Louis defenseman's stick came up and hit him in the mouth.
We have 5 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in regulation time. Toronto coming into the game needing a win to play more hockey, and they're showing a lot of get up and go here as Ty Domi comes for the net, trying to knock it by. Casey can't do it.
And Ty Domi took the stick right in the face. He's getting repaired. He says it's all right. We'll worry about it after the game. The game is 5:28 away if the Leafs can maintain the lead.
Only a 1-goal lead right now. Blues had an early 2-0 lead in the first. Long shot, booted out, came right back to Casey, and he had to be alert. The Leafs tied it. Warner gave them a 3-2 lead. Zazzle with a tying goal in the second, and Gartner at 18:04.
Well, it's been a very even hockey game, and teams have owned each other for bits of the game. St. Louis the first 10 of the first, Toronto the last 10. This period's been as even as any.
This is game 5, and it's been the best of the series so far, I would say. And so, into Potvin, he'll take no chances now, and we'll cover it.
You can see Big Pronger, 44, right in behind the net. The Toronto Maple Leafs have got to sort the men out on the rush and make sure that they've got as many back as the St. Louis Blues have up. And once you've obligated yourself, and this is a forechecker's job, don't let him go. Here's Gartner, who recognizes Pronger's his man. Normally, a back checker doesn't have to worry much about the defenseman on the rush. But in the last 5 minutes of a game, with Pronger, McInnes, Barron, you better worry about him.
The Bruins facing elimination tonight against Florida. Look like they have things under control. Leading by 4 goals. Ron McLean is watching other games. He'll keep us posted on what's happening around the league right here in Toronto. 5:05 remaining in the third period. Toronto trying to stave off elimination, or leading 4-3. over the St. Louis Blues. Leafs out shooting the Blues 10-9 in this period. And the Leafs clear the zone. Nobody up on it. Gilmore is forechecking Huddy. Pronger high with it to the glass and down across center. Gretzky couldn't find it. The Leafs do. Moving up. Just shovel it off to the corner around the net. And Pronger is there, but he can't pick it up. The Leafs are on it. Clark comes out from it. A pass to Gilmore. Right to the line. And it's cleared away, but not out. Clark again. Back of the net. Gilmore tried to center for Sundin. And Casey covered on it. Wow.
Game, they're 4:25 away from doing it. That's a lifetime if you're a coach.
That's right. It's a long way to go. Just under 5 minutes. Toronto by a goal. Both teams going all out tonight in this one. McCown fires the long one in. McInnes and Barron, the two defensemen, get together to bring it out. Misfiring was McInnes. He tried to hit Barron with the pass. He's storming in there, missed everybody. McCown stopped it at the blue line. Domi was waiting for it. It never did get to him. And there's Anderson clearing it back out. Up for Zazzle. Corson is with him. Going after it. Corson shot. Kicked away by the stick of Potvin and cleared out of the zone by McCown again. 3:40 left. 4-3 Toronto. Up for Corson and Anderson. Anderson, lots of time to move it into Corson. He centered it. Oh, and it came off Gardner right to Potvin. Good pressure here, but again McCown intercepts. Catching up as Gardner, speeding in. The pass for him. And he lost it in front of the net. As somebody got a stick down in front of that attempted pass. Pronger trying to knife it away from Gardner. Gagne picked it up. Sliding it ahead. And it's Muller onside. Shoots it in. 3 minutes left in the third period. Toronto 4, St. Louis 3. Striding up there is Creighton. Shot into the glove of Potvin again. He'll slow the pace by holding on to that one.
Remember the old family.
Down with 2:50 left in the third period. Toronto fighting hard to win one here against the St. Louis Blues. And they're coming up there. Pass to Clark. Fading up the line. Pass it in. Sundin to backhand. And it's blocked in front of Casey. Stopped by Clark. In for Sundin. Gilmore in front of the net. Pass going to Gretzky, though, and he got it out fast. Himalev is moving up over the Leaf line and coming in. Here's Olsen taking it on the fly. Olsen back to the goal. Tried to put it out. Potvin blocked the pass out. Olsen stopping the clearing play. Shoved it in deep for Gretzky to Olsen. Screen shot. Doesn't get by Clark. Pronger dumped it in back to the net. Ellett and Schneider are back there. Ellett falling on it. We're down to 2 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in the third period. The Toronto Maple Leafs 4, St. Louis Blues 3. Here we go. Crowd warming up again. Sensing maybe a win. Sensing maybe more hockey for the Maple Leafs. We'll see. McCown. Boy, has he been working well for Toronto tonight. His best game by far. The Leafs pick it up inside the line. Gardner's shot. Tapped at it again, and 3 Blues try to get organized. They do not. The pass is given away to McCown, who played it back in. 1:35 left. Toronto 4, St. Louis 3. Here's Huddy. Got it up to Zazzle, worming his way down the right wing. Broken up, cleared back out. Gagne, quick pass. Now it's Gardner backhanding a high one in. The Leafs want to make changes for the last 1:15 of the third period. Sundin is on the ice, whacking at it, doesn't get it out. Back of the net, the Blues on it. It is his centering pass is stopped by McCown. What a game McCown is playing tonight. I know I keep saying it, but he keeps doing it. Diving at that one to clear it. Into the final minute. Gilmore up. Dropped it back. Sundin wrist on the short side. 45 seconds left in the life of the Maple Leafs for the Stanley Cup season. They're ahead by a goal, and if they can stave off the Blues for another 42.5 seconds, they will move it on for a 6th game. Gilmore is in the penalty box. Wow.
He knocked Al McInnes down on the blue line as the St. Louis Blues were on the rush.
Number 93, Gilmore. 2 minutes for high sticking.
And it's a high sticking penalty. So the St. Louis Blues, I'm sure, will take a timeout. They will have a chance to be 6-on-4 skaters. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the face-off will be outside the line, and here's a look at the penalty. Get out of here on that one. With 40 seconds to go in a Stanley Cup game, you're going to call that one on an offside?
Well, it's a high-sticking penalty against the captain, Doug Gilmore. 1917 will be the official time with 42.5 seconds left. One shot on their last power play. St. Louis,
and they are
a total of 8 in 7 power plays in the game, and that's not very good.
The special teams for the Leafs, the one that cost them Game 4, has a chance to win in Game 5. They scored 2 in the power play, and they have held St. Louis to 1 in 7 power play attempts.
There is not a single person sitting in the building. They're all standing and waving those white towels they found on their seats here at Maple Leaf Gardens tonight as we get ready for the face-off in the final 40 seconds. Casey is still in the net. 35 seconds. Sundin made the poke check. Back to the net. He'll rag it, hold it, hope to get a face-off in there, but he won't. Stays with it, though. The Blues, Brett Hull, 23 seconds. Coming to center, he'll shoot it in. Casey goes to the bench. The puck is to the line. McInnes, look out! Shot! Score! Al McInnes ripped one from the blue line. And the St. Louis Blues have tied the game 4-4 as bodies collided in front of Potvin.
A terrible collision between Sundin and Pronger about 5 seconds before the goal was scored on the Al McInnes point shot. Sundin has moved a little, Pronger hasn't. 13 seconds to go. St. Louis tie the score. Pronger's cut over the right eye. He never did see what happened, and Matt Sundin is just getting up. And Al McInnes, who's got the big bonk from the point and has been held scoreless, ties it up with the goalie out and 13 seconds to go. And the high stick on Pronger, and then the collision. It was not the collision that hurt Pronger. He was hit with a high stick, and of course the St. Louis Blues are asking for a major penalty, which can be given even though the goal was scored.
Tonight, get a few days off, rest a few people. They might yet, as the Leafs were trying to stave off elimination, and it looked like they might. But they'll have to go to overtime to do it, as that goal on the power play by Al McInnes ties this game 4-4.
Well, when you go into overtime, one team is usually quite pleased and the other quite disappointed. It's not hard to figure out who's what in the Maple Leaf Gardens tonight. So another NHL playoff game in 1996 goes into the 4th period.
And in this Game 5 of this series between the Blues and the Maple Leafs, we are heading for overtime again, tied at 4. This is the 3rd overtime in this series.
Here how the other two were decided. Matt Sundin rolls one past John Casey, and then Glenn Anderson, the former Leaf, darts down the middle of the rink and neatly deflects it over Potvin's shoulder to win that one.
So each team has won a game in overtime. Anderson celebrating on that big goal. He didn't play a lot in that game, but played the important part.
Sundin has remained in the Leaf locker room. The doctors are still looking at him. The problem is with his knee, and right now it's unclear as to whether he'll be out for overtime at all. Back to you.
All right, overtime is underway, and the first shot on goal came from 80 feet for Potvin. Overtime. When you talk about Gretzky knows he can't play it and decides he will and stop the play. A high stick knocking it down. When you talk about sudden death for the Toronto Maple Leafs, it really is now, because if the Blues can score in this overtime, the Leafs are finished for the season.
Well, there's lots of guys on each team. There's Pronger. You can see he got cut. And when he fell after getting hit with Kurt Muller's stick, he slid in and cut the legs out from underneath Sundin.
Barron trying to find some room to get up. Dave Ellett slides a pass ahead. Reaching for it was Schneider. He couldn't make it. Craig is forced back by Gretzky. Hall forechecking. Gretzky with him, but it's Gilmore coming out. Gilmore, who was in the penalty box when the tying goal was scored by Al McInnes, comes in against Corson with a hit. At the line, Ellett drives one. That's stopped. Big rebound, and it's cleared away. Up quickly is McInnes with Gretzky and Hall. Gretzky trying to work it around with a scoring play that'll do it, and he won't do it. Clark is going to try to do it. Offside. Gilmore a stride ahead of Clark on the wrist shot from 50 feet.
Well, Clark pulled the puck to the inside as he had it on his backhand right when the puck's going over the line.
Leaf owner Steve Stavro, and a lot at stake he knows all too well. With the Maple Leafs facing elimination and the Blues wanting to go on. With a fair rest coming up if they can get a goal here. The shots are even, 34 apiece. Pronger on the ice again with Huddy and Anderson. Pushed one along the boards and Murphy got back in a rush. Gave it to Gardner, looking for a little skating room. He won't find it, so he shoots it in. On it quickly is Gagne to shoot it back in the net. But the Blues are back. Cecil picks it up. It'll be cleared by Huddy and the Cardinal. He tried to get by Murphy, and Murphy shot it in. Out of the net. Casey dumped into the corner where Anderson was waiting. He and Cardinal get together, coming up with Peter Cecil on the right. Anderson! High shot. Rebound, hopping away. Anderson always dangerous in overtime. The Blues looking close here. Anderson coming in. He nearly bagged it right there, but Potvin stopped him. McInnes can't keep it in at the blue line. Rip one in off the boards. There goes McTavish. And Gill on him. Gardner was late coming back on Barron. The Leafs pick it up anyway, and he scoop it out, but they're back on their heels now as the Blues turn it on a little bit. The Leafs are changing. Barron for Matteau. He poked a high one to the far side, and the Blues are up on it. The count for Ellett. Ellett coming out. Clearing pass comes to Warner. He was pretty good to pick it up. Took the shot. Domi went after it. Domi got in there. Turning back. Shooting. Nowhere near the net, but here's Ellett dumping one in. He's wide. Convery after it. Hooked it into Domi. Domi coming out. Fired it off the stick of Barron. Leafs coming close now. A giveaway. Ellett to Matteau, but they got back in time to stop him. However, McTavish drifts one in. There goes Matteau against McCown. McCown beat him. And the Leafs shoot it down the ice off the stick of Huddy, negating any icing. 3 minutes into overtime. The Blues looking to win the series against Toronto. Oh, can't find that. It'll be icing. Schneider back. Face-off coming inside the St. Louis line.
You have to think the St. Louis Blues would be a team that would take some chances in this overtime.
You have to be very careful and no giveaways. Big face-off to the left of Casey. Gilmore on it. The draw goes into Craig. Sundin was hurt late in the third period. He is not back. Corson can't get it out. A chance for Gilmore. On the backhand, but Corson covered him. Craig and Gilmore. It'll be Craig hooking it with a skate. Pronger was there. Gilmore takes it back to the line. It's tipped out by Hall down the ice. Gill and Schneider, the Leaf defenseman. Schneider banked it off the boards to the center ice zone. Blues shoot it in again. And an icing call coming up. Schneider back.
Face-off play, Bob, where Gartner comes in behind Muller for the shot.
Murphy and Ellen are the Leaf defensemen. Here it is. Zazzle for St. Louis. It gets to Murphy. Shot doesn't get to the net. Muller fought off the puck. Comes up to Courtnall. And bounces down near the line. Three Blues line up. And Anderson is on the ice again. Watch him. Anderson center. Courtnall shot. Cut by Potvin. It's back to the net. The Leafs cover Courtnall. And Anderson. There's Courtnall. Out it comes. A nice play in front of the net by Muller. Up to center Gartner. Rolled it in on the wing to Clark. Back in front. Casey is not taking any chances. He dove at that one and smothered it.
Oh, we just got word from the Leaf training staff. Matt Sundin will not be back tonight. His knee injury is serious enough to keep him out. Remember, he was the guy that was clipped by Chris Pronger in the collision as the game-tying goal was scored. And here's John Casey. The goalies are told, don't be fooling around with that puck.
On there to take the draw for St. Louis. The rookie Convery for the Maple Leafs. Puck rolls to the boards. Huddy is tied up, trying to get to it, gets it up. And Noonan shoots it out of the zone. Matteau chasing Gill. Matteau skating in hard. And Gill touched it with a skate. So that's icing again against the St. Louis Blues.
A nice play by Todd Gill because he was tangling with a real big, strong player. And Gill got good body position on Matteau and tied him up so he couldn't touch him. Matteau, of course, takes the icing off here. So Todd Gill, with a pretty good show of strength against a guy who's much bigger, makes a nice play. And if Toronto ever gets the draw at this end, even if Todd Gill isn't in on it, if they score, he should get an assist.
It'll be to the right of Casey again. No great scoring chances yet in overtime. Wins it, but it comes back to the line. Tipped in front of the net and just missed, with Casey going to the far post. And the puck heading for the near side. But it missed. Convery can't center it. McTavish hooked it away on the boards. It gets to the line and out. Gagne thought he kept it in, but it apparently came out offside as called at the St. Louis line. For him and the Blues, it missed the net. Puck is shoveled down inside the Maple Leaf line. Nail it back. Hooked it on the boards just to get it out as nobody was open. Now Domi. Missed Clark with the pass. Shot from his own side of center ice by Huddy. And that's an icing call. That's 3 in a row for St. Louis.
You know, I'll tell you one thing. If you're the Leafs, I would forecheck only one man and have 2 forwards back when you're playing against Wayne Gretzky, Shane Corson, and Brett Hull.
Therefore, this overtime. Toronto facing elimination. They get the draw in there, but Huddy was standing in front of Casey and gallops away to center. Huddy flicked one in on the right side, and Hull is tied up by Kolasar. Allen around the net, looking ahead. Again, just a clearing shot off the boards down the ice. Huddy back with Pronger. Clark intercepts, coming for the net. But the net is off behind Casey as Huddy was nailed apparently and hit the post and knocked the net away. And Clark had a free line to the goal.
Now, why not? Did Charlie Huddy knock that goal off the way young Tamer knocked it off last night in overtime? No, he didn't. He was bumped by Kolasar. Now, if you knock the net off and you're not knocked into it and the referee thinks you might have knocked it off on purpose, you know what happens. Ask Joey Juneau.
Blues line. Coming up to 6 minutes of play in overtime. McCown takes the shot. Casey saw it all the way. The two teams are rather cautious into this overtime session. The Blues, Anderson on there again, long shot, Potvin saved that. Back to the net, Zazzle through the crease, but look out, Barron, Potvin save, rebound, it's deflected wide of the net, the Blues coming close, Cardinal shot, won't reach the net, McCown tapped it ahead, very coolly. Down goes Kiprios over the line, trying to find a way to get in by McInnes. The Leafs are on it in there. It is centered by Muller, right in the crease area. Penalty coming up. And it might be against Barron of St. Louis. 6:32 into overtime, a penalty.
Barron's doing a job in front of the net with the puck sitting in all their feet. I didn't like the Gilmore call, and I don't like that one in a game like this at this time in a game. Yes, Gilmore went off with 42.5 seconds left in regulation, and McInnes scored with 13 seconds left in regulation to tie it. We're in overtime, and the Leafs are on a power play. Murphy stops it. Murphy shoots it. Way high and over the net. Schneider is pinching in. Only one man back. It's Murphy. He keeps it in. Takes a shot, right in front, Clark, another shot. Murphy stopped it at the blue line. Murphy and Schneider keeping the puck in. Huddle will take a whack at it and miss it. At the side of the net, Palmer. Now Murphy again. Murphy shot it to the corner. There's Gilmore. Got it out. Gardner doesn't reach it. Gilmore missed it. So did Clark. Palmer on it. Schneider in. Good play by Schneider. It's centered by Gilmore. And there goes Gilmore back to the net. Out front looking for somebody. Got it out there. Gardner, Gilmore, and Casey. And he's the man of the hour who grabs the puck in the crease with a on, and they're leading Colorado. They're in the second intermission there. We are in overtime here at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. I'm Bob Cole with Harry Neal and Scott Oak. Hockey night in Canada with the Leafs and the Blues. Clark to his right, Gardner to his left. Gilmore won it. Back to Murphy from Clark. Murphy to Clark. Crowd in front. They covered him well. Fake the shot. Now he shoots. Rebound Gilmore. They score! Gardner gets the goal. And the Leafs live for another day, defeating the Blues 5-4. We welcome you people from the West Coast who have been watching your game, Colorado and Vancouver, and you can tell by the looks of this that the Leafs are still alive. They have scored here in overtime. Clark takes the shot, or faked it, then he fired it in, and at the lip of the crease was Gardner at the far side. Gilmore had a crack at it, and there's Gardner. There's the goal to win it 5-4. 7:31 is the time. As you see it again, Gardner was in the right spot. The fake shot by Clark allowed him to get a look at the net and get the puck on the net.
Mike Gardner's power play tally from Gilmore and Clark, and the Leafs have gone on to live another day as they will tangle with the Blues in Game 6. You're watching Molson Canadian Sunday Night Classics on Leafs TV. Will go on to lose to the Detroit Red Wings, and General Manager Cliff Fletcher is left with I guess, a rebuilding job. First, he's got to find a coach. He's also got to find whether this is the right mix of players.
Well, it's a hasty exit to the playoffs after very unsuccessful years by this way the Leafs have played recently. So it'll be interesting to see what Fletcher does. He's an active guy in the trade department, so I think you're going to see he'll make some changes, and we'll find out whether they're good or bad next year.
Nick Beverly is the loyal soldier to step in and handle things at this particular point. But it's a difficult situation for him, and you're in as a scout, and all of a sudden you're now back at the bench. And it was a team that really never gelled. It was a team that, when it got behind the 8 ball midway through the season, couldn't find a way to drag themselves out by the bootstraps, and it cost Pat Burns his job as well.
Well, you can see what Fletcher's thinking is. He could have replaced Pat Burns with somebody that he wanted to have for the 2 or 3 or 4 years. But at that time of the season, some of the coaches that are not available